Hello everyone, we are back again with the pro level of strong lower back. So what we have covered so far is we started with mobility program for the spine because we thought a lot of people will be missing the spine and will be taking care of their upper body and lower bodies. After that, we came back to basic level of, how can you kind of start redeveloping your spine strength a little bit, coming to the advanced level. And today we are actually talking about the pro level as well. So I would strictly request this pro level is not for people when you're actually feeling pain. So whenever there is pain, you need to be going back to the basics and the mobility part. Recorrect yourself, develop some strength back again and start loading your back with the next levels like that. Now, when it comes to pro level is actually a basic level from where there is no limit further. There can be numerous exercises which can be then involved. So what we are talking about it at a pro level, what all basic things to begin with, and how do you then take the direction on your own, how you feel. You can jump around and whatever can be done later on. But the idea was just how do we kind of activate a lot of spine control in you before you can start doing that, because we all know all those dynamic hyper exercises, but what happens in the end is most of us get injured and we just kind of stop for a while then because we think now it's not for us. Some people get lifelong fear and they kind of don't come back to that uh, kind of exercise level which they used to do earlier. So that was important. So that's why I'm again saying pro level is not recommended, especially when you're undergoing pain. Okay, so we need to kind of get back to the basics, work on pain, and come back to it. So that's how it happens. Why pro level is important is because it improves your functionality. It actually teaches you, how the back can be stronger, and then you can start using that back more. It gives you more confidence in how the back should be moving further around. Now, I was quoting some studies in last session where I said that, there can be various reasons why you got the back pain because every individual is different in that case. But what we found common in all the back pain cases were their trunk muscles were weak. Trunk muscles simply means the muscles which attaches to your spine around the upper spine, mid spine, and the lower spine. So those muscles were found weak in almost every one of the patients who were facing back pain. Second thing which was found was they were not usually much physically active, or even if they were active, maybe they were active for 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening, and that's it. The rest of the time was all on the bed, sofas, or on your office chairs. Luckily, we don't have office chairs nowadays. We are under lockdown condition right now. Okay, so exercises are basically there to manage your pain because there are always weak muscles involved, right? Now, sometimes there is no pain, but the weak muscles are persisting. So exercise becomes a good tool in preventing that as well. It is good that, something which is about to come, and why to face pain and then work on it. We can actually prevent it from the beginning itself. So that ways it becomes like, we should be taking this whole series importantly because it is to manage your pain, but it is also to manage, how do we avoid pain as well. So that ways it becomes very important. Now, when we are doing such exercises, although we were very specific to, spine, how do you do that? How do you do this? But I would say, try not to miss your other body parts as well, because when the body moves, it moves as a whole. Your knee needs to function well, your calf needs to function well, your hip needs to function well, your upper body needs to be working around. So that ways it is this whole suggestion of, doing 5-6 exercises at a time for the spine is so that you can add them into your daily routine anyways. So today we'll be talking about the pro level exercises. Over to Jagmohan, who's going to demonstrate us, what those pro level exercises are going to be. Over to you, Jagmohan.
Sure. So as I told that today we'll be discussing the pro level. So the first exercise which we have in the pro level is called as a dynamic deadbug. So for that, you just need to lie on your back, and this is going to be the starting position for this. You just need to assume this position. So first hip and knee 90 degrees, and then arms also to 90 degrees. Then the third essential component which generally most of the people miss on that they tend to avoid that pressing down on with the lower back on the ground. Okay, so once you have assumed this position, then you alternately just move your hip and leg and hands, alternate one. So if I'm just taking the right arm this way. So you move the other pair. But at all times, this tension has to stay. Because if this is lost, then we are not doing the exercise effectively, because this is the main area which is being getting challenged in this one. So all of abdominal muscle and lower back muscles. These are the two muscles which we are targeting in this one. Okay. So this is the starting position when you start with this. So then you just simply, so if my right arm is going down, the left knee has to go this way. And at all times, make sure that this you're not losing the contraction from this area. In this one, the second common mistake which mainly most of the people tend to do, whenever they're going to do this, they're going to lift their upper body also up. Make sure that this is just the work of the arms, legs, and core. Okay, the neck doesn't play its part; it should always be supported on the surface. So that's the first pro level exercise. Now coming on to the second
Jagmohan,
pro
Jagmohan,
level exercise. Yeah.
Jagmohan, I just want you to repeat this once again, yeah. Just once more.
Okay.
Please repeat, yeah.
All of it, sir?
Yes, yes. No, just this must just exercise. Just repeat this exercise and keep doing. I'll just
Okay.
narrate few things in it.
Okay, sir. Sure, sure.
Now imagine under your lower back there is a towel roll which you have to kind of keep catching around. Okay, that's the whole focus which you're doing. Now the movement needs to be very slow. Now, as Jagmohan said correctly, that your the exercise is majorly for your back and your front side also. But I would just say, just so that you don't get this exercise wrong, there should be almost like 80% effort coming from your abdomen area, and there can be just a 20% effort around your lower back. Anyone who majorly feels lower back, that means this is not an exercise for you. You need to go back to the previous version of it. So that's how it is important that, where do we feel the muscle? That becomes very, very important in this case. Slow movements are also important because when you are slow, the chances of going wrong is very less. And the breathing always remains with you. That's also important. Again, Jagmohan, start.
Yeah. So now we'll go to the second exercise. The second exercise is side planks. So we have discussed the basic version previously, in which you just need to assume this position. Now in the pro level, what we need to do is, once you assume this position, then the top leg, you can just have it this way. So this way, your pelvic is this waist area control will also get strengthened with your core area, because every body part, as sir has mentioned in the video in the starting, that body works as a unit. It doesn't play it as a single part. So whenever you assume this position, just slowly lift your leg and take it down. So this way, please do 20 repetitions on one side, and then you do 20 repetitions on the other side. Now coming on to the don'ts while doing this exercise. Whenever we assume this position, the chances are there that as soon as you're going to lift up, your lower body is going to sag down. It should stay at its position throughout this exercise. And when you lift it, take it slowly. If you're going to do at a faster pace, then chances are there, then your waist area control will not be developed. So that is the side plank exercise. In this exercise, the muscles which are worked together are the bottom muscles. So right from the lower back to the sides to the front area. And when you do this, the right outer butt area, in the video it might seem that it is the left one, but right now I'm doing on the right side. So muscle is being worked together. So that's the second pro level exercise which is there. Now coming on to the third pro level exercise, which is called as a dynamic prone plank. So for this, you just need to be on your tummy, and this is a basic plank which we generally tend to do, and it is a 4-pointer exercise. 4-pointer because I'm taking my weight on both the elbows and both feet. Okay, so whenever we are doing this, this is a regular plank, and to make it a pro level, what you can just simply do is, by keeping your lower back in the optimal position, which is a like stable position, you lift your one leg up in the air. So whenever you're going to do this, now your base of support has reduced, because previously I was showing you on 4 pointer. Now I'm dependent on 3 pointers to keep my muscle, to keep that position there. So the muscle, the energy cost will be higher, and you'll find it very difficult to maintain this. So this is a very good exercise to even lose the tummy fat also. Now the don'ts while doing this exercise are: do not take it too high, because this way it will result in arching of your lower back. As I quoted that while doing this exercise, you have to maintain a normal lower back position. So this way again you can simply do 20 taps each side, and you can do this twice a day. So the muscles which you'll feel getting worked in this exercise are the abdominals, glutes, and the shoulder blade muscles. In this, if you feel that your balance, you're not able to support that static position very well, please just do the basic plank for maybe a week or 10 days. Because in this exercise, important is that whenever you're doing the movement, you're not losing that position. Because if you're shaking, then this suggests that you're not yet ready for the exercise. So that's your third pro level exercise.
And the clues
Now I'm good.
and the clues for this exercises are, I mean, can you just Jagmohan do it once more, because when people do,
Sure,
people can see, no, that will be
sure,
a good.
sure.
So I repeat that same line again. I'm looking for 80% effort around the abdominal area. Okay, because that's the area where the gravity is kind of holding on. Second thing is very simple stuff. Imagine there is a tray of water glasses on your back, and your primary thing of while doing this whole exercise is that glass should not spill out the water. Really, really important. Over to the next one now.
And even I want to come up with one more progression. If you feel that uh, you can do this one, both side planks, and this advanced regular plank easily, then you can just combine them together also. So combining them this way. So first, what you can just do it, you can just simply do side plank, then you can turn, do a regular plank, and then you can turn and do the other side also. So this one will be more dynamic in nature. So I'll show you once again. So this way, side, regular plank, both side taps you do, and then you do the side one. So those two exercise, you can club it into single exercise also, but make sure that you're stable enough while doing this. So these were the three exercise in the lying position. Now I'll show you the squat exercise, which is very important because whole of your central areas are dependent on your legs. So if the legs don't have this strength to take up the whole body weight, then it's like it's going to cause unnecessary strain on your hip, knees, and ankle. So for this, all you need to, I'll be just coming slightly closer, I think, so that you can visualize it. So for the wall squats, what you need to simply do is stand with your feet hip width apart and parallel to each other. Now you just need to slide, squat down. Imagine that there is a chair behind you. You just squat and get up. In this exercise, prime importance, like very important point which you need to remember is it should be near 50-50% body weight on both sides. So if I'm doing this, I'm loading my one side more, which is totally wrong. In future, it can cause unnecessary strain on my the weight bearing knee. So try making sure that it is 50-50% body weight on both sides. Second important point which you need to emphasize while doing this one, your knee should not roll in while doing this. So if I'm doing this, this is wrong. Your hip, knee, ankle, they should move parallelly with each other. So there should be equidistant gap throughout the exercise. So this is the front view, which was there. Now I'll show you the side view. Now most of the people, when they start, even though this is a pro level, but I would like to inform you that if you're teaching to other people and if they're doing this, their knee is crossing the toe line, then it is totally wrong. Your knee should always be behind your toe line. Angle you can consider as per your comfort. So maybe in the starting, if you want to do 70 degree of knee bend this way, you can go. If you want to progress, you can simply go to 90 degree squats. So this way, please do 25 repetitions and 4 sets throughout the whole day. So this one tends to work on your calves, your quadriceps. Quadriceps is the front thigh muscle. Your hamstrings, which are the backside of the thigh muscles. Your glutes, which is the butt muscles, and or your lower back and abdominal muscles. So it's a very good exercise again to burn up the calories because of this lockdown, we are having our regular food, but because physical activities have drastically gone down, we are not able to burn those calories. Okay, so those plants and this one, a very, very effective exercise to burn out those extra calories. Now I'll show you the deadlift exercise. So for this, all you need to do is imagine you are having any object or so which you have to lift it up. And again, this is a very functional exercise which we generally tend to do more often during our daily activities. So for this, again, you need to stand with your feet hip width apart. You just tend to do this and lift up. I'll be moving slightly away so that you can see my spine also. So I want you to please simply focus on 3 pointers: knee, hip, and my spine, because this is very essential. I'll come up with the wrong movements also, because this is essential that these 3 points work in sync. If you're not doing in a correct manner, then you'll have pain in the lower back. Okay. Now I'll show you the front view, but in this one, the side view is going to help you more. Again, all those basics will remain same, like the squats, that 50% body weight has to be there, and your knee should not roll in while doing this exercise. Now coming out to be like coming on the don'ts. Now if you're doing this, it's a hip dominant exercise, hip and waist area. This can put a lot of strain on your lower back muscles because I'm mainly moving my lower back area. I'm not using my knee and hips so much. And if I'm doing this, my hip is lower than my knee. In a traditional deadlift exercise, your knee will always be lower than your hips. So if you see this, my knee is over here and my hip is higher. Okay, so this is how you do a proper deadlift. Second common mistake which generally people tend to do is if they think of lifting an object from too far away from their feet. Okay, so just imagine that the object or a barbell, if you have at home, it should be at your mid-foot area, because that's how everything will fall into its place. You don't need to focus on technique if you're keeping the object between your midfoot. Now this exercise tends to work mainly on your lower back muscles of the backside. So calf, hamstring, glutes, your lats, your lower back muscles, even your shoulder blade muscles also. So very good and a functional exercise to do. Now coming on to the last exercise, which is the hip thrust exercise. So for this, I'm showing you I'm using a stool, but I would request you to please perform this on a stable surface. So maybe you can just use the bed side to do this. So for this, all I'm looking for is just prepare your body this way that your mid of the spine to lower back, it is in air. and your feet are hip width apart and parallel to each other. If you want, you can keep your hands under your neck, and now this is the starting position and this is the ending position. So this exercise tends to mainly work on your lower back muscles and your glutes muscle. So I'll again show you the movement correctly. If you have a barbell, you can keep it over here with some padding so that it doesn't pinch. Now the don'ts while doing this exercise is your feet has to be fully flat while doing this one. So, but sometimes in case the weight is more of, or if you don't know the correct technique, people tend to do the heel raise also. Your heel has to be fully flat, your basically whole foot. So this way, please do 25 repetitions and easily can do 4 sets in the whole day. So these are the common pro level exercise which you can just simply do this,
Professor,
and these will train. Yes, sir.
yes, carry on. With the
Yeah.
hip thrust exercise, you can even have your objects lying in the house, because sometimes we don't have those weights which we need. Now this can be simply a bundle of 2 or 3 heavy books which can be kept in front of the pelvis. Jamun, can you have your hands in front of the pelvis?
Okay.
Yes. So in his hands he can carry weight, and let the glute
Okay.
muscles be the one which is pushing. So as he raises, the glute squeezes. When he goes down, the glute relaxes. The whole focus is how do we kind of move the glutes along with it. And your bedside can be a good idea to do this. Now, similarly, in the previous exercise, where the way he was doing deadlifts, I would like Jagmohan to demonstrate this again, the deadlift exercise,
Sure.
and try holding the stool. Let's utilize this stool, Jagmohan.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Now, this can be a bucket. This can be even your flower pot or something, which you can kind of hold it. Remember that the stool or the flower pot needs to be as close as possible to you. I'm just trying to make it functional with some loading happening, because it doesn't have to be like a dumbbell or a weight or a rod which has to be available in the house. It can be anything. Idea is how do we load the spine more and more. That's the whole idea about bringing this pro level. How do we load the spine more and more so that it adapts to the situation and becomes better.
So these are the exercise which anyone can do, but make sure that once you have achieved the goals and objectives of basic level, then you move to the advanced level and then only to the pro level. And if you feel that you're finding it difficult to do these exercises, or you have even a slight bit of confusion, please just contact us back. Thank you.
So that was a good demonstration by Jagmohan. I would just request, anyone who has queries while doing these exercises and you want to get back to us regarding the correction and all that, happy to actually solve those queries. We can actually send you a small corrected video. What you have to do is you have to send the video of that particular exercise which you are in doubt of yours. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll send our video in a corrected form so that you're able to understand this thing better. Again, I'm saying in the end, this is the whole series on back pain which we did, and wanted people under lockdown to actually utilize time and make their backs better, because this is the time when they can actually devote on their health very well. Otherwise, we come up with so many excuses when we are working and busy with the work, with the office. Okay. But still, as I said, through video analysis, we can always examine you. We can always come up with a customized exercise program or anything which can help your pain and other things when you are under lockdown. So feel free to contact us whenever you want to consult us through the online method. We'll be able to help you out. Thank you.